Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're live.
Alrighty, everybody. Happy Sunday. And we got our recap from the weekend. We got Happy with us down there. Looks like he got a little bit of sun. He's feeling a little right there. I know my face is red too, but you got more than me. I was like,
I got
I
a
didn't think
lot of sun.
I didn't think the sun was that hot, honestly. And here's a, I had to do a little C4 to get myself through the day today because I'm tired.
Yeah,
Right.
screw you for getting me addicted to those this weekend.
Hey, zero sugar. They're better than all the other crap out there. But I got to go on a massive diet. That's it. I'm done. So we got Brandon Mork with us here too. We got his car back together and out and looking better than ever. You guys saw some of the testing and everything going on. So we'll show you guys some videos here in a little bit too. And badass weekend. And then of course we got Jasper. He got his new car out. I think they just finished up tightening the last bolt as they loaded it into the trailer and not driving anywhere and just brought it down and did their thing. So that was cool. We'll have Jeff Thomas with us on as well. Young and Boost is going to join us here in a little bit as well too, and some others may pop in. But yeah, you guys want to share your guys' experience from the weekend at all? You guys have fun?
Great time for us. I mean, it was a great time. I'm just glad the surface come around like I expected it to.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. After the first couple cars, I was kind of like, "Oh boy," but it come around, and then when I started hearing some guys draggy times, I was very, very, very impressed. It was actually faster than what I thought it was going to be. What I was claiming that I felt like it would be. So very impressed. I think we sold it out. We done good.
There was
Good
a lot.
payout.
There was a lot of people there. I saw like all lined down the whole rows and stuff like that. I was very impressed by that.
A lot.
Yeah.
Very happy with it.
Definitely good to see things picking up, and I think the track this was shocked everybody. I think.
Oh, it
Car-
did.
Man, and those bikes, man, were they flying on there?
Scared me to death, but
Oh, that was crazy.
they made it happen. And that was something different too. We just wanted to try it, see how it went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that
good.
was
Yeah.
one of the most amazing parts was the bikes.
It was wild, man.
I could not believe how fast and how effortlessly they went down that. And then I would
Blown
say
away.
too, from our experience, man, we had an absolute blast. We were lucky enough to have Brandon rent a track and let us test. So we got to make 3 hits before going there, which we needed pretty bad. It went right really bad on the first 2, and we put some rear steer in it, and we were able to go straight on the third one. We were going to make another one and kind of actually try to play with the power, but it started sprinkling, and we just called it and started headed to get a good spot at the track. The event wise, the fans were really awesome. Like I know some people probably thought it was crazy pulling in and out or whatever because they don't move a ton. But if you've done this long enough, you know they'll move, and you just pull in there, and they all.
Just gotta give them a bump, a little bump.
Right.
Yeah, I loved how my car runs super rich on idle, so it was super cool to spray everyone with meth and then watch them run as soon as we revved it out or cleaned it out like we had a nitrous car, even though we didn't. And then I don't know, I thought the atmosphere was great. The track came around a ton by the end. I mean, most people were making full poles for the most part, and I don't know, we'll be back to everyone.
It's awesome.
But
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think we had a great group of cars too, and fast cars. There were some fast cars on the property.
Yeah, there was. I'll show you guys a video clip here, actually, of one of the runs. You guys can see that's the people lining up for the chip draw right there. And here's the driver's meeting right here. Everybody can get a chance to take a look at it. And not that one, but definitely, I think it was packed event, and it doesn't show it here, but a little bit after this, when the racing got started, there was people down both sides all the way down. The stands were full, and big difference. And I wasn't really sure about the track, but I was really shocked at some of the times that I guess when the guys are going like 1.5 seconds faster than last year or something like that. I heard.
Yeah,
the guys.
real close to it.
Yeah, so that's good. But here's a little something funny. I can't resist. I got to show this, And we have Aloe Spool J, and we have Brandon Mork having a little fun here.
There you go.
Fucking believe this.
If y'all don't know Brandon, then maybe have a little bit of fun with each other a little bit all the time. So he was sharing having a little bit of fun.
He looked really good in that pro mod there.
I thought he did.
Yeah, you need to fix that brake pedal. That's death trap.
It's what crashed us, actually. I definitely wanted to comment on that for everyone, that's online trying to blame the track or whatever. In our situation, at least, I'm not used to having a 700-pound lighter car, and the brake is really touchy on it. Like, it actually has better brakes than the other two cars that I've had. Why, I don't know. They're the same brand of brakes, but they're way touchy, and I piled on the brakes, because it's a shorter shutdown, and I piled on them like I would in my 3,300-pound white car, and we're in a 2,500-pound pro mod pretty much, and it as soon as I hit the brakes, it hopped, and then once it hopped, it went both ways, and I knew it was coming around, and I chose the hay bale over, whatever else I might have did, the concrete wall or where it like kind of quarter piped there at the end and just doinked it in there. And then we got extremely lucky that it wasn't really hurt that bad. It wrecked the one-piece front clip and packed the turbo full of hay. And then we just took the turbo apart, blew it out, cleaned it out, and filled starting fluid the tire old school style and got it back on, and away we went.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll play a clip actually, and we'll show the comeback afterwards for everybody too as well, because I can't believe you got it back together. Oh, here's a clip for everybody here.
Damn.
Oh,
Hey,
For the
at what
record in
point
that,
did
go ahead.
At what point did the 400 pounds of extra weight fall off in the middle of the road?
That noise you heard was
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
weight
I've seen
coming
it.
out.
Yeah.
And I want to say this, like everyone blasts Joey about his butt hurt bar, and I'm sure a ton of people at the event saw our parachute mount, which I would say is kind of some sort of a mini butt hurt bar. That stayed on no problem. The weight inside the car came out. So
Really?
just like in Phil's wreck, all the weight was inside, and that weight ejected over 350 yards into the woods. Our problem is always losing the weight inside the car. The weight outside seems to stay, but after that, it was a little tricky trying to set the suspension up. And then I don't know why my dyslexic ass had the shock settings completely backwards, and we were bouncing a lot. But I will say that car moves like weight is amazing. The lighter you can get your stuff, the easier it is to make it go when you're an idiot, is how I'll say
that car
that.
was definitely moving.
And it was all wrong. I never turned my CO2 bottle on all day. So the most boost we ever made was 4 pounds, even out the hole. And I felt like, if we can 60 foot a 125 there on 4 pounds, and we were leaving at 3,600 RPMs, that was just amazing to me, because like the white car would have took 8 pounds, 7 pounds of boost and 4,400 RPMs to do something like that. So it was really amazing to see how much weight makes it easier.
That's impressive.
Beats on stuff less.
yeah, I don't know what it is, but you guys building a car in like a few days and just doing amazing stuff.
Yeah, we have really good luck with that. I'm honestly contemplating just selling my car after every event and building a new one.
That's funny.
The longer I keep them, the worse we get.
Oh boy. So here's I'll play the final for you. This was so you guys all saw the accident that we had with Jasper, and I'll show you his final when he came back. Right here, and Jeff Thomas is with us as well too. He's the winner of Big Tire. How you doing, Jeff?
Good. How's it going, fellas?
Good, good, good. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but I'm going to play a clip for that one. Sure.
Never gonna turn your nitrous on, you liar.
I don't wonder what kid. Oh man.
No, Jeff was fast. Honest, in my opinion, and this is taken away from no one that was there, or the Vega that won, or Al Bundy, which I love that name. Jeff and Brandon by far made the two fastest passes of the day, and they did it multiple times. But that's how racing goes sometimes. A lot of times, actually, is, you know, the faster guy, so much can happen. You can get lined up wrong. You can get held on the brake. There's just all sorts of stuff that can happen to change an outcome or what goes on. But those two guys were flying. So when we had Jeff in the final, I thought, man, I better try to guess the light. And Happy, being the good flagger that he is, had hit that light really quick in every one that I had, all the runs before that. So I figured about as soon as he drops his arm, I'll wait 1 millisecond and I'll let off. And like I said, being the good flagger that he is, he waited. He changed it up. And I don't know, we probably jumped by a full second on Jeff. And I honestly think someone else sent me a video and was like, no, Jeff jumped too. And I was like, well, yeah, it don't matter. It's first is worst. But Jeff, like, seeing me go that far down the track and Happy he still hadn't banged it yet, I think Jeff jumped too.
I don't think I jumped.
We were a mile out there from jumping like a full second early. And then the throttle, the linkage, like the side of the throttle body that the cable goes through, fell off. And as soon as it fell off, I was like, oh, man. And I already knew I lost from the jump, but then I heard Jeff hit the nitrous. Like, it was like, rah! I was like, oh no, like, don't do it. It's not worth it. You already won. And he come freight training by. But Brandon and Jeff definitely made the fastest passes I saw.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too. Yeah, Jeff
Brandon
had
was moving from the finish line aspect. Brandon was moving.
Yeah, he was. Let me play a few clips.
Was.
Let me play a few clips for him here for you guys to see. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Whew. Starting out like that, right? Whew. That thing is running good. And let's see what else. Oh, we had.
That was like your first pass off the trailer too, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Wasn't that first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple other clips too, and he's just gapping everybody. How many pounds of boost were you doing that day too? You're
he
like
showed me his ramp. It's amazing.
Is it? I'm sure you don't want to tell anybody, but still.
I've never seen anything like it.
Looks like a roller coaster.
No, I pulled it down to 1 pound after 0.8 seconds.
Wow.
Oh, so yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. I'm just impressed. We were there for the testing the day before down at the track over there, and that was good. And a few people over there, and then the event here. I think it was. I was surprised by the track. I mean, what'd you think about the surface, Brandon?
Hold on, I don't know what I just did. Yeah, so the surface is well, I don't know. You can't really you can't test for it. You'll never see it again. It's kind of kind of horrifying, I guess. But at the same time, the facility is awesome. Like, I love the track owners, like the old man at the end of the track. I mean, that's probably the funniest thing, because every pass I made when we got a little faster, like, he was down there like cheering for me, like, because he was so excited to see someone go down his track fast. But like, the problem is that there was like no margin for error. Like, you had maybe 12 inches on each side of the car that you could stay in to make decent power. Otherwise, you're completely fucked. Like, you guys all saw the video of that drag race. I mean, the car just wheelied and brought me out. And if you did anything wrong or anything abrasive, you were done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that
You
clip
know,
you're talking about.
But if you were smooth, you could be fast, you know? So I don't know. I see all these people, you know, bad mouthing the track. I never race there and this and that. Like, that's kind of why I wanted to jump on, because like the people, they have, like, everyone's bitching about the shutdown. First of all, like, I don't know, Happy, you should probably just tell them all. I mean, he can't do anything for the shutdown for anybody until I think October, because of some land contract or something like that. And then, you know, he plans on making it possibly a quarter-mile track one day, so there will be a ton of shutdown eventually. Until then, once the track gets good, which it's going to get good now once they have the dude come and put rubber on it. I mean, that track's going to be, I mean, it's going to be like, you know, anybody that lives close to it's lucky to have it, because it's going to be an awesome place to just go race and test and everything like that. I mean, who could ask for like a cooler place to, you know, we have like Great Lakes Dragway by us, and like, shoot me in the face. The owners like, can't wait to take your money and watch you leave. You know, like,
Right.
I couldn't wait to leave there soon enough. The so I guess, like, you know what you're getting yourself into. There's a lot of people that I've seen come there in the spring or in the fall, and then again yesterday, that just shouldn't be allowed back. They're not capable of driving their cars when they move around on them. You know, there's heroes that can drive and there's heroes that cannot drive. And like, you know, like, as a promoter, if it was my race, I'd be making notes about who the fuck ain't coming back, because
Yep.
nobody wants to see that. Like, Happy doesn't want to see everyone total their fucking shit. You know, but some people just don't belong driving on that kind of stuff. So I don't blame the track at all. I mean, everybody knows exactly what they're getting yourself into. I mean, I didn't think the track was going to be as good as it was when I loaded the tune-up first round. I had no fucking clue, but I stayed straight as an arrow, and, you know, it went down the track. So I was like, all right, well, we can work off that. And, you know, it got faster and faster, and, you know, we got down to the final three, and for some reason the car went left. It's like a Kentucky curse for me. It happened the day before his last race in US 60. I got a final three at US 60, and the car went just dead left after going straight down Broadway all night. So I don't know what happened. I know I probably had a half a second on the car I raced in the semifinals, but I mean, it's just a perfect example of why to go race it, because the faster guy doesn't win all the time. And especially on this kind of stuff. But I just want I truly think that's going to be one of the coolest tracks to go fast on by next season that there is, you know, in the Midwest. With some, I mean, you know, and then people on a bitch about the pits. Okay, well, it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know, I mean, the guy took time to put services down the fields, and, you know, put different gravel roads in. He's done more than any track that I've even been to has, as far as grandstands, making arrangements to get spectators off the line, whether they fucking do it or not. You know, they don't listen. But, you know, like, and that's our thing. Right before the semifinals, you know, some ass pulls a beer on my lane. And I'm just like,
Yep.
you know, like, I said, if I spin, I'm going to come back and whoop your ass. And, you know, of course, I come back and no bird to be found, because I wanted to punch him. But,
Yeah, we were
you
going
know,
to try and kick that guy out.
besides that, you know, I mean, you always have that everywhere, you know, I mean, but the spectators are more worried about their $20 of gambling than they are about the racers racing and their safety. And it just proves over and over by the mud on the shoes, and then walking on the track and scuffing the groove when they're not on it. And when an accident happens, they flood it and they walk on the track. You know, it's just, there'll probably never be a cure to that. It's just disrespect. Like as a racer, obviously we all know that I'm vocal. And every time I tell 30 people standing there at one time, I'd like to punch all of you in the mouth because you're all fucking piles of shit. Like whether you were just over talking me or not, and I was being cool, like what you're doing now for the next guy to come down this cold track, it's not cool, Like it's just bullshit. But the track itself, it's awesome. I mean, is it great to race on right now? Do I suggest every newbie that can drive a car should go down that surface right this second?
No.
Absolutely not. But do I think that you can go down the track? Well, we proved you can, right? And like if we weren't in competition, I think a few people like Jeff Jasper would get down it fast. I mean, there was probably 5 or 6 cars there that could probably get down it pretty fucking fast if we just didn't have to worry about racing and just tried to get down it. And the more rubber they get on it so fast, I guess their next problem is that if you went another 10 miles an hour faster than I was going, I mean, I was dropping my chute at 450 feet. I went another 10 mile an hour, I'd be off the end of it every time. I'd have to pull the chute at 350 feet. But, but that's just something that they have no control over until October. It's not something that they're not planning on fixing. So I think people just need to understand that because, like, all the people just chime in right away. Oh, what a shithole. Well, really, it's about the nicest track there is so far. It's all brand new. It's all money. It's fucking smooth as glass. Like, it's going to be a badass race, It's just going to take a little bit of time, So it's also 2 good old boys fucking making a racetrack, So I love it. I would say, between that race and Jeff's race, as far as like, there's 2 different things. And like me and Jeff talked about this yesterday, like Warren Woods, it's cool as fuck because I feel like I'm going to hang out at a party. Like, even if I lose, like I want to hang out, it's like, or something like that. Not that I have lost until it was over, by the way, but, I'd want to hang out anyways. Like, it's just a cool atmosphere, and I think that place is very like backwoodsy. It has every chance of being like that. People are having barrel fires and hanging out and everything else. But with that, for some reason, you get these spectators, dude, that just like same thing with War in the Woods. Like they want to be on the wall. They want to be where it's not safe to be. They want to, like the first, I mean, fucking Limpy and John almost got fucking nailed by like third pair. After that, I walked right up to you, Happy. I said, listen, I'm not making a hit until these people are behind the wall. Like, I don't want to have to worry about smoking a spectator if my car goes right. Like, and that same thing I told Jeff at War in the Woods. After a couple people were getting crazy, I'm like, dude, they can't be standing there at 400 feet, But, I mean, Kentucky and Southern Indiana, it brings a special kind of spectator, I guess, because between everyone just drinking and having fun, it's like they don't think about it. And, like, as a racer, I just don't want to be responsible for fucking killing someone. If I'm going to kill someone, it's going to be myself, So, I don't know. That's about all I have to say about it. But, I mean, I had an absolute blast. The hospitality there's, like a lot like War in the Woods. It's bar none. And it's that the kind of stuff that makes you want to go back to these tracks. It's a lot like Crossville, too. Owner's really cool and shit. So, I love the place. It's going to have tons of potential. But you're going to go from having a race that's the sketchiest race of the year
to the fastest
one of the
fastest
motherfucking race there is. Like, it's going to be fucking fast. And I love it. I want to go there and go fast, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that until they extend the track.
Right.
So there's just no way, I'm not going to try to shut my car down there at 155, 170 miles an hour or whatever it does. I'm just not going to do it.
Yep. No,
but I think by your November race, they could possibly have it extended, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I do too. That's the plan.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that happens, it's going to be it's going to be cool because you're going to get the total opposite end of the spectrum. And then I think, I think the spectators got a good show this time. I think the first 10 pair was like, God damn it, here we go again. And then all of a sudden you've seen a couple cars make a lick. And it was like, okay, well, if they made a lick, someone else can make a lick, right? So
do you feel like the crashes that did happen yesterday were self-inflicted or track inflicted?
Well, like mine was.
Well, yeah, like so. First of all, like that's why I made a comment about Jasper's brake pedal. The second I sat in his
Sure.
car, I said this is an accident because he's so
And then
jammed
it
in that
was.
thing, and
Jinxed
you can't bring your foot back to hit it and be graceful with it. You know, it's a not like. And you guys, I mean Jeff too, fucking insane idiots. I don't know why you guys aren't pulling your chute at 450 feet like I am. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Just take it with. I mean, I know it's not flying fast, but I mean, my car stopped smooth and dead straight every time because of it. You know, I mean, I don't mind taking it with me. I take it with me at War in the Woods for 50 beats before the finish. But I think that. Like I mean, I have no pun here, but I could care less if he's watching. But whoever crashed that, put that car on his lid, that little fucking thing, whatever the fuck it was,
Dawson.
like never in my life, like would he be coming back to another event of mine? Like the worst fucking driving I've ever seen in my whole life. Me, Gene, you know, he's one of the coolest, like good old boys you'll ever talk to in your life. Like he's super fucking humble. He's just a great dude. Him and his kid are good people. They had no idea. Like it's like I tried telling them because I know it's a bad little car. I mean, the pass that he put down to the 330,
He was rolling.
was twice as fast as anything any of us did. Like I seen the
rolling.
videos of that today, and I was like, "Holy!" I bet the guy won a 114.60 foot and and probably went 3.0 to the 330, and then it barely moved to the left, and all that power got on the power swing, and it was just like, "See you the fuck later," you know. So I just think that was they had no idea what they were up against. You know, like people told them, but you know, Jeff didn't have his nitrous on. You know, we're running on our cars on wastegates. And they're fucking spraying 400 at it. And I told them, I'm like, dude, if your car will go 590 on horsepower, you have no reason first round to spray your car. Like, there's no reason to until you get a feel for it. But, I mean, that fucking thing was on a mission. But when you're coming at a polished surface at that speed and get out of it and that one tire fires, you're done. So I don't care how good you are at driving the car. So that, I just blame, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you blame, I think that he's raced me a couple times. I've beat him, so maybe when I told him that, he thought I was full shit.
Right.
I don't know, you know, but what can you do? But I mean, you know, he took it with. I've never seen someone smash up their pretty car and be so cool about it afterwards. I would have been fucking lighting the place on fire. And my truck and trailer.
It's a beautiful car. I love the paint job on the car.
But
I do it all the time.
But other than that, I mean, the other crashes weren't that bad. People tried to do it, you know, save it early and stuff like that. You know, I mean, it wasn't like last time, but it is dangerous how they have, like, the one thing I'll say that could have been easily prevented is just spraying the middle and spraying the side to the new concrete the same way all the way across. And I don't know that you have a single accident. You know what I mean? I mean, minus, you know, Jasper just hitting the brakes hard, but that's, you know, his learning curve. You know, probably because it's a super light car, it probably just locked the brakes up immediately because he's just not used to the weight of the car. You know, I'd probably do the same thing, and my cars have always been heavy, so I have no idea. But that's why I just like using the chute. Like once my chute revs, I'll start getting on the brakes, you know. But I don't know. I mean, I got nothing but love for those track owners and for that race, and I think it's going to be awesome. And I think that I think the spectators are going to have themselves one hell of a show if they extend that shutdown and that thing's full of rubber. They're going to be seeing some, you know, some fucking probably deep into the 4-second passes. You know, no doubt.
I agree.
I almost wonder if I even go there on a radial or a slick even for how good that place is.
There was a car yesterday on a radial.
Yeah,
that black Malibu, Elrod.
Yep. He was on a pro bracket.
Yep.
And I'm sure Jeff can attest too. Like the first couple were in the woods, people were running their mouth and saying, "Oh my God, how would anyone go there?" and blah blah blah. And look what happened this year. I mean, he puts out 60 some cars for a lock-in, and Brandon's got to call him the next day and be like, "Hey, I didn't see that."
And not let me in because he was scared of me. I had to tell him he was scared of me to get me in. I had to get that ego of him going a little bit to get a spot.
In a millisecond. So like
unbelievable.
It can seem bad sometimes. And
but good. you know what scares me about that too is that a lot of these people see what a cool event is. They see the success it's had, But I pray they drive a car, because it's another place that you got to be able to drive a fucking car, because there's no room for over driving unless you're really good at it. You know,
Yep.
I mean, I hope you got to had to have been a dumbass from the time you were 16 till now, behind the wheel of everything to be good at driving on that stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just like you pray. But Jeff, you said too, did they end up saying they were going to put something all the way down on the right side at least, or no?
Hold on, he's muted.
Oh, here we go.
Yep,
Jeff?
it'll have concrete walls all the way down both lanes, chain link fence, 10 feet back from the guardrails.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's a
Paved the
game
center.
changer, you know.
It's got everything
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
hey,
game
something's wrong.
changer.
I think he's got my mic muted, so my computer.
Oh, you're
listening to
good.
The volume, but anyway, yeah, it'll have chain link fence to keep out the spectators off the guardrails, and from the 500-foot mark of the track all the way to the turnoff on the return road will be paved in the middle. So
That's
people
killer.
can't get a
Oh,
lot of
that's
most of
awesome.
the problems down there.
Yep.
People lose it a little, and they get in that grass in the middle, and there's dew in it, get their tires wet, and then they're going for a ride. So
Yep.
hopefully there's a lot of upgrades going on down there. So
How are the new
it's gonna
owners,
be
Jeff?
different
Are there
when
anyone
everybody
we
gets there
know?
this time?
Are the owners anywhere we know or no?
He's asking about the new owners of the track. Are they pretty cool? Who are they?
No, the new owners are 4 guys from in the Indiana area, all older gentlemen that are have done real good, and they just want to see the track keep going. And I'm kind of managing everything that goes on down there, and they're just awesome car guys. They're not racers, but they're all car guys, and they're down there working on things, and they're just cool dudes, all of them. It's just couldn't have worked out better. You couldn't get lucky enough to get guys like that wanted to, have the track.
Cool.
That's awesome.
We're not
you
running
said
any
what, Jeff?
bracket races this year. The only thing we're running is the 2 War in the Woods and the big fall invitational, and I'm trying to put together one other kind of big thing, but it won't be a no prep race. So I only like having 2. I'm not going to run that event in the dirt and try to have it 2 a month or something like that. I mean, the people come to that event, and man, that you got to leave them wanting the next one. You know what I'm saying? And not having it till September. I mean, my phone it's constant messages now year round about War in the Woods. I mean, I couldn't even begin to tell you. I had a woman message me last week who her and her husband are coming to War in the Woods for their 20th wedding anniversary from Oklahoma. I mean, what the fuck? How does that happen?
Dude, that's awesome.
that's a good get. That's awesome.
What you're gonna run that first round Friday night now? Because there's so many cars.
Hey Brian, unmute my mic so I can hear things.
You're unmuted.
We can hear you, Jeff.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey Brian.
Oh, he's on a delay. He's on a delay. Yeah, hand signals.
We can hear you, Jeff. I know, but I have to have my computer on so I can hear you guys.
I got you. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay there.
Oh, I see what he's saying. He's saying he wants his mic muted so he can leave the computer on.
Yeah,
for here.
Like that? Okay.
Yeah, that won't work.
Yeah, I can't mute his sound, unfortunately.
So, like down here, I don't know if you can see it, Jeff, but down at the bottom there should be a mute button.
Sound on my phone, so I can't.
I always have to click it after I hit the joint too hard and I start coughing. There's like a mute button.
Yeah, I already said it's not. You talking about the mic button?
Yeah, you just did it.
All right, while he's doing that, I'll he figures that out. I'm gonna play a video clip for War in the Woods for you guys.
I think you only know me 'cause I'm bad. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's driving. Chasing with the fade, not the air, my hands rocking. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's not, yeah, I'm not the same. Think the money made me change, nothing else to blame. Bougie stuck up in my way, singing Gucci gang. Gucci gang, think I'm Gucci Mane. I'm
It'll
Hey,
start
Jeff.
clips that they've been coming up for you guys. With a
So
much improved track.
tell us about the War in the Woods schedule so we know real quick. Wait for the delay. Motherfucker.
First round Friday night, Jeff.
Yeah, so
Feels
May,
like we're doing an interview with an athlete on ESPN or something.
I don't know this first round Friday night. Yeah.
We're doing an interview with an athlete on ESPN or something.
yeah, if you can give us the
Them gates are
details.
long gone.
Okay, so when do we get truck and trailers in there? Wait for it.
I'll be letting people park on Wednesday if they want to, as early as Wednesday. That's one big thing I wanted to say real quick is, that I'm leasing another 11 acres of land just to park spectators. And let me turn this down. And basically, so getting everybody in there and getting everybody parked is going to be the big thing. I mean, it's going to take half of the top field up there probably just for race rigs. There's 102 small tire cars. We got 16 hard tires locked in. I think there's 10 or 11 on the big tire right now. So Friday night, first round of drivers meetings at 5, first round of hard tires at 6. Then we'll run big tire and back and forth until those 2 classes are done. Then we'll run first round of small tire Friday night. Then Saturday night will be like our normal program, and we'll run second round of small tire followed by first round of the second chance race. Hey, one other thing too, if there's people that did not get on the list, like there are still some alternates, I'm going to allow those people to buy into the second chance race if they still want to come. They're just not going to have one hit on the track. But I mean, the second chance race is just like another race, so I don't see why that would be a problem. And there probably won't be a lot of them anyway, but you know what I mean. If somebody really wants to come race, they can come pay their $100 and race.
Jeff, one more question.
Yeah, beyond that, people can, feel free to PM me if they're wanting to come in early. And I mean, that's the way you're going to want to do it if you want to get a good spot, because man, this thing not having sound on my phone is so fucking annoying.
Yeah, it sounds like
none of us have said a word in a minute.
Yeah, so I think it sounds like you're on on the Facebook or something like that at the same time. But here, so
None of us have said a word in a minute.
I wonder if he can back out and restart it.
yeah, well, maybe you can jump out and
Well, I
come
don't know.
back
I
in,
mean, the thing's not working on my phone. Usually I just mute it on the computer and then go through my phone. Well, I don't know. The thing's not working on my phone.
Well, let him work out the details, and we'll figure that out. And we'll play a few more clips. I got some drone footage too. We have. Let me play that real quick for you guys. This is from the catch days here.
Rolling.
Yeah, so that small tire final, I think, right? Was that? I think so.
Yeah, that was small tire final, the Vega versus Al Bundy.
Yep.
And they, like I said, by the end, you could make full pulls. Like,
oh yeah, that dude was jamming.
You couldn't put 40 pounds out the back, but you could go right down without lifting off the throttle. Yeah. And somehow Brandon Mork could do it from the start.
Yeah, but
that's all I was wanting to see. I was wanting to be able to see 2 cars go down through there. I knew it was still going to be a tuner's game. I knew it wasn't going to be 490s, none of that. I was hoping it would be 560s to 580s. That's where I was wanting to be. And I think I hit it right on the mark. And I even said that beforehand. I said, I think it's going to be a 560 to 580 surface once we get a few cars down.
Yeah, I don't care about times at all. We went 590 against Raggedy Ann.
There you go.
And then in the final against Jeff, if the throttle cable wouldn't have broke, that would have probably been faster than the Raggedy Ann pass. And All the other ones, I'm not going to lie, I was a little gun shy at that point. So I was just rolling out there and then letting off, even though it didn't even feel like I needed to. I could just tell I was out in front. So then at that point, I just wasn't risking anything.
Yep.
Because I didn't have a front end to buffer anything that I screw up.
Sure.
I gotta say,
it took me a minute. It took me a minute too to realize that I caused my problem. At first, I kept thinking that there was something up with how you come off that to the brush.
Right.
And that was not the case at all. Like, not even in the slightest. Every pass
Called a parachute.
we did afterwards was fine. But I thought, for a second, maybe something was up with that until I realized after the next run with that Pro Mod that I was pushing it too hard because I just let it roll in and then barely stabbed on the brake. The other thing I noticed is like this car being so light stops in half the distance of the white car. So like I don't need to stab the brake that hard. I do need to move the pedal, as Mork referenced. It's so bad. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so bad. Like Brandon climbed in my car, and when he went to, I was almost going to be like, no, you don't want to do that. Because I didn't even want someone to know how we got that going to get there. Because sometimes I get nervous. People are going to be like, dude, you're mentally retarded. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, I mean, that was all our fault. Like there was nothing to do with the track. And this is coming from a guy that crashed there that'll be at the next one. Like same with War in the Woods. That wasn't really the track's fault. Just when we got off in the grass, the shock mount hit the concrete and ripped us right around, like stuff happens. And if you go this fast and push cars this hard, which I believe we're all doing now to the point, I mean, Brandon can definitely attest, and I'm sure Mark can too, and Jeff, that 3 years ago, we were all running 6.0s at really good places and going to semifinals and finals doing that, like now it's the same place you were going 6.0s, you better be running 5.0s or better, or you aren't even going to compete. Avery, stop it.
I didn't put 5.6s on there.
I think I'm going to steal Avery's pedal design. I figured out that if I take my pedal, flip over the, God, I can't think of whatever that is that holds the brake fluid, flip those over and turn the pedal around and mount it up top to the roll bar, I'll be fine. I also need to move the seat back like 3 inches and didn't have time to do that to get there. So there's a few things we're going to fix this week that'll make that better. And we were fine after we realized what happened too. Like it wasn't as hard to stop after that. It was just, like I said, it was a real quick, holy crap, this thing is really light. And I should have thought about that and didn't.
Yep. Well, I'm going to recap a few clips for people who may have jumped on a little bit later on that may have missed some of it.
Hey, Brian. In the woods when you get a second, because I'm late. I'm in trouble.
Okay, what? Okay. Hey, Jeff, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I know it's fixed now. Finally.
Right, nice. I wasn't sure. So Jeff has the War in the Woods coming up on the 6th and the 7th. Do you want me to play that video, or do you want us to just talk about everything again?
Well, no, just I don't know. I couldn't tell if you guys were probably hearing everything I said, so I don't want to repeat myself again. But like Brandon asked about parking and all that. Everybody, I'll make a post about that this week. I've already had a lot of people reach out to me because everybody's concerned about where they're going to be parking. Once again, kind of like the same stuff everybody was just talking about. Every venue is limited by what you have there. We try to improve it. I want to try to make things safer. I don't want people to get hurt or killed or spectators. You can talk about that 7 ways to Sunday. Everybody got to realize and the Decker boys is a perfect example. They got an awesome facility down there. It takes one accident to bring the whole thing to an end. Okay. So, it's cool having people up there. If I had $1 for every time I ran down the track at War in the Woods and yelled at people to get off the guardrail, I wouldn't have to go to work tomorrow. But
how you could split it with me and not go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, but the thing is, on the other hand, sometimes it's really annoying because you go down there like 400 feet down the track and there's a 50-year-old man on the guardrail. And part of me is kind of like, well, if you want to stand here and get killed, that's your choice. You know what I mean? But when there's kids and stuff like that, but at any rate, what I was getting at was, you know, Brown County Dragway is 46 acres, of which about, you know, 23, 24 of that is even parkable, right? So, you know, we're limited on space, and I got to beg, I'm going to have to beg every racer to work with me and park in a, you know, get parked and packed in there and pit out of the back of their trailers. And, you know, like I said earlier, I'm, you know, we're leasing another 11 acres of land to park spectators, which butts right up to the track. So, you know, it's going to be difficult just getting everybody in there and parked. And once we do that, I think, I'm not concerned about running the show. You know, we've got a few races under our belts now. Things have ran pretty smoothly, but, same thing, you know, another thing that I don't know if other people, maybe people won't agree with me. I don't know. I mean, do I think the trees and stuff at the end of Brown County are dangerous? Of course I do, right? Do I think concrete walls do any less damage? Probably not. You know, I think it's a little more dangerous for the driver when you run into the trees, but, you know, that won't be a reason for people to not want to come race at War in the Woods. Not that I need more racers, you know, but there will be concrete walls all the way to the end down there now. So, you know, I don't think it's going to change the outcome. I mean, I tell everybody at the drivers meeting, you know, it's a little sketchy. It's narrow, you know, there's grass in the middle. The consequences are big if you overdrive your car. You know, you get in the grass trying to win a race, everybody's seen you're going to pay the price for it, you know, and that's one thing I kind of like even about Happy's race there. If you've got common sense, you know what you're going into. You know what? I knew what it's going to be like. You know what I mean? Like you need to consider that shit before you destroy $100,000 cars, you know? So got to be some responsibility taken on the part of everybody that enters the race, you know? People never look at it that way. Not only did you choose to race at the race, you paid to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's kind of ignorant to talk shit about it after the fact, in my opinion. You know, if it was so bad, why would you ever have signed up and paid your entry fee? You know?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, a lot of these people saying it'll go turn right down a street, you know, like that street we raced in Indiana, where there's like, what, a 10-foot ditch on each side of the road and telephone poles and culverts and embankments. And then even like Apollo, Jacob Wright or whatever, way back, what was that? Like they have a legal, not Hartshorn, but what is that, Hinton or something? Street drags or something where they legally race on the street in the city in Oklahoma, and he went off the road on the big end and hit that culvert and flew 30 feet through the air and stuff. I mean, I don't know what everyone expects, man. If you're gonna come do this, stuff's gonna happen sometimes. And
and like I always say, not all these places are meant for everybody. You know, I mean, it's really not. There's guys that don't need to. I mean, that think they can do it, but there's, you know, it's not for everybody.
Hey, Happy, you know, my only problem with that is don't talk shit about how dangerous my race is, and 4 days later let me see you racing on the street with telephone poles every 10
right
feet, okay? Because that's just a bullshit excuse. I don't give two shits if you race there or not. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Don't use that as an excuse, because and another thing I don't like about that is if there's places I don't like to race, I don't go out of my way to go tell everybody negative stuff about the place. I just don't go. You know what I mean?
That's the part that bugs me. I mean, I don't
nuts.
sit here and talk about radio cars flying off the track 100 feet into the air, into the scoreboards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they want to go 230 miles an hour in the 8th at 345, then that's awesome. Like, do your thing. I'm not going to badmouth that. Like, why do you come see what we do and have a judgment on it? Like,
exactly.
Yeah. But besides that, as far as War in the Woods goes, hey, everybody knows what's up. I mean, it's gonna, you know, there's gonna be a whole lot of money. Hey, one other thing I will say, I think when you get a race this big with that kind of money, you need to pay back a couple spots. I'm not going to do. It's not going to be winner take all. But you know, it's still going to be a majority to the winner. Obviously, I'm thinking something like if we did like quarterfinal guys get their buy-in back, for example. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get down to 8 cars out of 100 cars. I feel like you kind of earned
did
a
something.
little bit of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it was just in today's economy, even if it was just some of your gas money. You know what I mean? So I don't really know yet 100%, but I'll come up with what I think is fair. Nothing more, nothing less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a you know, Mork won it last. I mean, look who's won the race. This will be the 4th one. Did Beaterbomb win the first one?
Second,
didn't he?
Second
No.
one.
No, he won the first one.
First, and then Ryan.
He won the first one. Ryan Mitchell won the second one, and Mork won the third one. You know, and you know, there's some hitters at this race. So I mean, I think it's going to be one of the biggest races of the year. The guy that walks out of there winning can flex.
Yeah, I do too. I can't wait.
I'm excited for it. I'll play a short clip again just to refresh everybody. Just a short example of what happened last time.
I think you only know me 'cause I'm bad. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's driving. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ball point, you know it's not, yeah, I'm not the same. Think the money made me change, nothing else to blame. Bougie stuck up in my way, singing Gucci gang. Gucci gang, think I'm Gucci Mane. I'm just playing in the cut, I got my Vans on. I'm not selfish, I get on, put my mans on. Today I got my first 8. 5'7", but I'm 6'8". When I'm selfish, I get on, put my mans on. Today I got my first 8.
So definitely a place to be for sure. And it's a great time, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's probably one of the biggest events of the year, I think. This is packed as it is.
I think it's going to be probably the biggest event of the year this year.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Packed.
Oh yeah. Are you?
Like I said, 100 cars in like less. I mean, no matter, he started at 60 and then added 80 and then went to 100. Each time he added, in the first time it was done in like 2 hours, 3 hours.
I made a post
Like,
on it, it was full, and I can imagine when he got
Unbelievable.
up to that.
Like,
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Brian, people were freaking out thinking they couldn't buy a ticket to get in.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Spectators were sold
I didn't mean to do that to you, Jeff. Sorry.
out. All right.
Thinking it's sold out.
Yeah. But Brian just cost me $100,000.
Oh man. Oh, I got you more
Man.
racers, so hey.
I can't
But
wait.
anyway.
Come here.
But we're looking forward to it. Some of the guys are asking, are you going to have a wheelie contest again this time?
Yeah, the young
Hell
the
yeah,
guys
we
will
are.
do the wheelie contest.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Well, we'll definitely put in the pot again for that again.
Yeah,
For sure.
awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll kick in $100 on that one.
Yeah. Hey,
I love
another
that
thing,
contest.
Too, is, any other places that want to sponsor, want to be involved in the event? It's on all the info is on the event page. So hit me up. We got a bunch of new sponsors. The purse is growing every week, and
I'm gonna get with you too, Jeff, for sure,
Okay.
man.
yep.
Yeah, let me know.
Appreciate
I'll send you some also too as well.
Right on. Appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
I'll bring
Fully
mine and
support you.
Limpy's house up on Wednesday too and get set up because I think me and him's going to stay in my camper. So yeah, I was
Oh,
going to know when we could pull in and get set up and get everything ready.
Yeah, just hit me up whenever. I can get you guys in there whenever. Hell, we cook out down there and party it up, have a little fun.
Hell yeah.
I got to
That's
behave
the way to go.
myself during the race, you know.
Oh. Well, we appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you so much. We'll have you back on before the event and stuff to talk with everybody as well too.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good night.
You
Thanks,
too, Jeff.
man.
Take care. You're welcome to stick around if you'd like to. I
Yep,
know
you
had
killed it
things
this
to do,
weekend
so.
too at my race. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Hey.
badass, dude.
Yep.
Thanks,
That's all I
guys.
gotta say.
Glad to come do some wheelies anytime.
Thanks, man.
All
Oh,
right, see you guys.
yeah, peace out, Jeff.
See you,
All
Jeff.
right, all right. So definitely. So I think this weekend was definitely a good time.
So for a second, I definitely want to. I think we should talk about the Vega and probably Al Bundy or Gary Lindsay or whatever that were in the final. I know we talked a lot about other people, but man, those two guys consistently killed it all
day.
effing day. Like, and that Al Bundy car is beautiful. And I think his truck might even be cooler than the car. Like that color he had that truck wrapped with those rims. I don't know why, but I just fell in love with that thing. He tested with us Friday, and he actually made he rolled up there for his first pass and made a hell of a rip. And you can see in the comments that Avery's talking about how the big end at Ohio Valley on Friday might have been as worse than where we were for Kentucky or whatever. He's not far off. Like, and that's a track that has a ton of rubber on it, and they bracket race on. So like everyone climbing on the Kentucky track, it's not what you think it is. Just because, like Mork said, people overdrove it, and then one jackass hit the brakes too hard. That doesn't have anything to do with the track. And I would love to go back. I'd love to go to sketchier surfaces. I believe it like changes the whole field of play. If we go to the front of the track, this car that I have now, and this is coming from a guy who had a 850 cage in a new edge that weighed 3,300 pounds with my bias in it and my giganticness, that now sits in a car that weighs 2,600. Like, you guys all want to go to the front of the track, you're going to regret it. Because not even being a dick, we're just going to fuck cars like that up.
Yep.
Now, when you go to this stuff, all of a sudden it's hard, to turn it down and to figure out how to go. Like yesterday, we were running off just with the bottle turned off. I made 4.83 pounds was the most on any of those runs. It would have took 12 in the white car to even simulate it. Like, that stuff is cool. Like, I want to go back to those every time, and to watch like Al Bundy show up, who I've never even seen before. It was a beautiful 4-door LTD with like black and gold rims. And if you remember my rims on the white car, and so I love that setup. I love black and gold. And this dude rolls up into the lanes 4 deep. 4 dudes jump out of this car, man. Dude, like, that's a flex. Like, instantly I'm looking over like, damn, you get beat by this guy, and 4 dudes are getting picked up when he comes back up. Like, it was amazing. Like, they were really good guys. They look like they have a lot of fun. It was really cool to see their car. And the guy in the Nova worked his ass off, man. I don't think anyone cut better lights all night.
The Vega.
Vega, my bad.
Yeah, I talked to Freddie. He couldn't make it tonight. He'll come
dude,
on
I think
day.
3 people argued he jumped just to find out that he was spot on. Like,
Limpy had to look at it a couple times.
Man. Those guys killed it, and I definitely don't want to take anything away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I had to keep him honest in the final as well. I had to keep that guy honest in the final. I had to change it up because he was killing my light.
No, and you got me too. Like, I was gonna. I was gonna go for it, and it was drastically wrong. And like I said, most people might be mad about that, but I love that. That means that
you have to.
It keeps me in check. Like, I'm not gonna name a name, but we had a flagger at PYOPs in Detroit for a long time.
Yep.
And I bet 75% of my races got protested, and I don't think I lost one. And it was literally because I knew exactly when he was going to bang that light.
Yeah, very consistent flagger.
So it was super awesome. I mean, for any of us to run 5s there, I don't think barely any of us were running 5s where we were tested.
Right.
And like I said, that's a track that's been running for years, and they just didn't prep it that day, and it was really rough to get down. It was pretty interesting. I had a blast, and I just definitely wanted to give credit to those 2 guys because they kicked ass and they earned it. And sometimes, the bigger names get talked about even though they didn't win or whatever, and rightfully so. Some, they've earned it and they've worked their ass off and traveled all over the country. But those 2 guys killed it, man. It was
that Vega was rolling all day. I think he was making the same pass from his first round to the final round. And he had it figured out, and that thing was rolling.
No, it was.
For a backyard built car too. Him and his dad built it. His dad was tuning on the cell phone with him, and I mean, that was I was impressed, very impressed.
I was too. It was
Never even
definitely-
seen the car before. You know, never
Me
seen it.
neither. Or Al Bundy. Like both those cars
Right.
came right out of nowhere to me, and I fell in love with both of them right off the bat. I was like, man, you could tell they had their shit together and was doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Definitely. Well, we have Young and Booster with us as well too. That were here this weekend doing some coverage. You know, I wanted to bring them on for a little bit and talk with the recap that we're doing. How you guys doing?
I'm
Pretty good.
great. How are
You
you?
guys you tired?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up staying in Louisville last night.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
What'd y'all think?
Good time.
that was
It was a lot different, huh?
it was a lot better than the first time. That was,
For sure.
and it was not like more well put together, I guess, but just without I think all the wrecks, there was so much. I don't know. It was ran really well. There was, everybody was on time. Everything was like really put together. Granted, you had the small tire cars that went into the big tire class, so we had to like a little bit of a cool down, but still it was, let's go, let's get this done. This is what it is. We need to stick to it. If you're not in the lanes, you're not running. So that's what, like, props to you out for doing that and everything.
We tried, man.
Yeah, it's like this is the timeline. This is how we're doing it. If you don't like it, don't race.
Yep.
So
I was on a schedule and I tried sticking to it as much as we possibly could.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's hard. I mean, you guys know it's it's hard.
I mean, even with you pushing the drivers meeting back and the
We pushed everything back 1 hour.
Yeah,
Yeah, and even when you did that, you came and talked to almost 90% of the people, and obviously all of us were in agreement that, it is a little crazy to get there, a little different than most. I can see where people think, man, there's no way I'm supposed to turn down this,
Right.
and
keep driving
get
down it.
lost or something.
Yeah.
But so, on top of that, it was just, it was definitely, it was ran amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Ran ran.
Mm-hmm.
for sure. It was +2 with them doing that treatment to the concrete. It got fast, quick, and still, like, I didn't race, David didn't race, so I have no idea what the last 450, 500 foot was. But that first 400 foot, it was quick. And as the night went on, like seeing Jeff make that pass in the finals against, and I don't think he let off until he got to the finish line.
It was fast.
A couple of Mork's passes and Jasper, your pass. I'm like, holy hell, like these guys are flying. And you guys saying, the pounds you guys are making a boost, it's a lot better. And then once they come in and they prep it, that entire track is going to change.
Yeah, it's going to be fast.
Yeah, it's going to be real fast. So hopefully next time you guys have a race down there, the next catch days, hopefully we'll have 2 cars there that we can race and actually be a part of it. So
awesome. November. That's my plan. I'm the same as Jeff. 1 in the spring, 1 in the fall for me, and I'm done. 2 events a year. That's it.
Hopefully we can, as long as everything goes to plan, I guess, but it never does. So it's just racing.
Did you all do well with the booth and everything? Did you all do good?
We did pretty well. Getting to see like people coming up to us and stuff like that, and getting to talk to a couple of kids that watch the videos and stuff. So yeah, we did pretty well.
Awesome.
Where we were set up at, we came with 10 pails of fuel, so 50 gallons of fuel, and we only came home with like 2 pails. So we sold a bunch of fuel. We got a bunch of our hoodies sold and stuff like that. And so that's helping us with like the next merchandise that we're coming out with. So yeah, no, we did really, really well. I went in there low expectations, just kind of hoping, like really waiting to see what happens. And so we did pretty well, even with us not racing and just kind of hanging out all day and filming and getting to be up close and personal with everything. And so that was, 100%.
Good deal, man.
Yeah, it's just fun still doing the filming stuff. It's I like racing, but I love filming at the same time. It's just about the same,
Oh yeah, no, I think even with us not racing, that was the whole conversation about going. Is we're not going to race, but we're going down there and film. And I know we'll still have a good time. And having David on the starting line and me about 150 foot down track on the other side of the wall, it was fun. Get to be that close and see everything up close and personal, and just kind of get into, even though that we're filming, to come home and edit and post it. It's just like we get to kind of enjoy it too at the same time and get to watch the passes and stuff like that. So Oh yeah, great time, an awesome time, really. Plus, too, it's nice to be away from the phone for 12 hours. Nobody can contact you. You can't get on anything. You're just there, and all it's about is racing because there's no service. So it makes it even better. A lot of people would bitch about not having any service, I guess you could say, but I think with all that, no phone, just all race cars. Oh yeah, 100%.
It was crazy how many people come up to me and actually talked about that. Like it was good to get away and not have to worry about a cell phone or not have to worry about nothing. They were just there to race, have a good time because there is no cell phone service.
No, there's not. I even told him when we were leaving, I'm like, and notifications are starting to pop up. I'm like, man, it was nice to just kind of get away and not have to
plug.
It was just race cars and racing and good people and getting to see everybody that we know. And it was, oh yeah, great time.
It was really nice to, after we crashed, know that my wife is not going to see this.
On live.
Right after
It's my relief
I
to
was
go.
like, she's never going to let me race again. I was like, I'm done. And then
you got out of the car.
by the time she called late at night, I was like, well, she's like, did you wreck? Because she saw a couple posts on Facebook because everyone had service at that point. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, just as she starts to open her mouth, I was like, no, me and Jeff split in the finals of Big Tire, though. It wasn't too bad. And she was like, oh, okay, you're bringing me money? So it was like, I was really happy the cell phone service failed.
Jasper got out of the car when we were down there. Like, one of the first things that came out of Jasper's mouth was, my wife's going to fucking kill me. And then it was, boys, I think we can make next round. Yeah, come load it up. Let's go. And I was, like, even with just with Happy saying like he's coming up here for first round. I'm like, holy shit!
You can see his turbo all packed full of dirt. I'm like, there's no way this is going back out.
Didn't even chip it.
Picking out of the turbo. I'm like, I go for it. And then he said, "Yep, you're gonna come up for first round." I'm like, holy shit!
If anybody could do it, I knew they'd do it.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty funny watching when we pulled up with no front end. I could see all the people on the line. Like, is that
the same car?
That's that car, and like you could tell they were all just like, whoa. And then our first run was against the only Big Tire there. It is definitely a Big Tire. Like it is as big tire as it gets. And then it took right off and did great. So we were like, all right, we're back in. Let's go.
Awesome.
And then we got spanked by Al Bundy. And that's why I kept saying, man, that guy was rolling, man. Like he really was. I don't want to discredit that at all. His tuner we talked to, which I think they kind of have a crew, like a whole crew of guys they work with or whatever. But he was really good, man, and really cool to talk to. And they were just really good guys. And it was awesome to see that work out for him.
Yeah,
I think was that his same car? He just wrapped the car because it was yellow or something before, right?
Same car. Yeah, last year that car was at my race and was doing a real big wheel stand.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's good look out for every round. Yep. I thought it was Mama for a second and found out it wasn't. And then someone told me this guy lives like 4 miles down the road from Preston's and don't even know him or something. I was kind of like, what? How is that possible? But
that car was pretty cool. That car was all night.
It was, man.
It did not slow down at all.
It looked like he was making the same pass too.
Yeah. And it looked like a legit street car too. Cage.
It is. That's no cage car, back seat, full interior. I mean,
I'd like to see him get a cage.
Me too. And that's something me and some other people talked about today. And I'm gonna have to make some changes on that.
He didn't have easy draws either.
No, he didn't.
Like he took me out, he took Mork out. I mean, that guy can flex if he wants. I feel like I'm not gonna name names, but I go to a lot of races where some people that are toted as pretty sweet seem to have the luckiest luck I've ever seen in my life. Like one of the races close to me, the guy got the slowest dude first round, competition by second round, competition by third round, by fourth round into the final.
Sure.
What? In the same race that I had to race last time's winner, Mark Mosher second round, Corey Malone in Two-Face the next round, and then Sherm, I was like, how's this work out? Like, I got to go through every fast car here, and this guy got to like skip to the finals. Like,
Sure.
and Al Bundy didn't. Like, and neither did the Vega or whatever. He had to run. Jeff, he had
Butterface.
Yeah, Butterface. That guy earned it. Like both. That's why I want to say that over and over again. Like, they deserved the credit for what they did. It was amazing, and they should be super proud.
Oh yeah.
It was an awesome. That's how awesome this event is. Is we're all talking about it, and I'm like preaching of the people that whooped my ass. Like, it was fun. It was so much fun. We had so much fun. I can't say it over and over again. Like,
the whole trip was a bum.
Yeah, like from the moment we picked up Brian at Jeff's, we were rolling from there on out. Like,
that's awesome, man.
Trying to get out your driveway, like laughing on the porch for 5 hours. It was fun.
Man. Yeah, they pulled up and they go, "Oh, we got to go. Come on, grab everything." I'm like, "Whoa!" We took off and we were just nonstop.
We were trying to get down there before dark because the trailer lights were freaking out.
Oh yeah.
Then we got them fixed and it was no big deal.
Yep. But yeah, good time.
It was harder than fixing my car.
It was. Here, I'm gonna play a drone footage real quick for everybody again, real quick. You say happy?
Yeah, this is Al Bundy and Brandon Mork right here.
Yep, right here.
Mork in the left, Al Bundy in the right.
Yep.
And that race, Mort had him by a half a car where I was standing at.
Oh yeah.
And he had to get out of it, and then Al Bundy lit and just out of there. There was nothing like once Mork had the lift, or even once he got sideways a little bit, it was over.
Yeah,
that car was.
And that's
sharp.
And exactly to the point that those two dudes were both that close to the most you could put there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like kudos to them for not having to lift. Like, they killed it, man. They really did.
Oh yeah.
I was impressed.
Here's the Al Bundy and the Vega, I believe, right here, right? Yep.
Yeah, so in the final, Al Bundy did his burnout and he picked up a little, like, you know how the track peels sometimes or whatever. It peeled up and stuck, and I really do believe that was what
there was a big chunk on there.
You know,
right?
made that a huge chunk, and that's what made that happen like that. It probably would have been a lot better race. I'm not saying he would have won. I'm not taking anything away from the Vega. I'm just saying it would have been definitely a better race.
Yeah,
it's just stuff like that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
They were about the Vega and Al Bundy were about neck and neck to where I was standing at, and then obviously at the lift, that would have been another one of those. We got to look at the camera. That would be a really close race.
I saw Avery asked if I was trying to sell that front clip. I definitely would for like $1,000. I know what I got, so don't try to lowball
me. Hey, it can be fixed in the body shop.
Can it be fixed? It could honestly be fixed, but
it really could be, but it's patching in pieces.
Know if we're gonna, but
right.
Do you want to see your run one more time, Jasper?
Yeah, I'm in. I love watching me crash.
So you went from that.
It looks ridiculously violent to like watch the video and to see it. It doesn't look like there would be any way possible for that thing to get back together. And I wish to God, I cannot find. We started cleaning it before it was ever even to the tow truck because we were going to try to fix it.
The fingers picking.
I wanted a picture of it because, like, when I say it was packed full, like the hole was packed tight, like tight. And was sticking out an inch. We had to dig in there with screwdrivers and stuff to get it all out to start, and then just took it apart. And luckily, that pole barn on the facility has a gigantic compressor in there, like a 1,000-pound compressor or something from like a factory, and it allowed me to just blow it right out. So it was pretty sweet.
Well, here's Jasper's run afterwards. Well, that was the finals, but
Hear
yeah.
that third click, third hit with Jeff.
Man, he jammed on those kids, didn't he?
Dude, he was
And his
rolling.
duck. And they
That was
stuck.
fast.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I would
That
love
was-
to know when he went on that pass because
Woo.
he hadn't used nitrous all day, and he was visually one of the fastest people on the property. And in that pass, he used the nitrous for probably half a track. So
And he stuck. the
and
whole
it stuck
time.
and held it no problem. And he stopped. Like
Yeah, it was fast.
I believe if I was to go back, if all of us went back and had a race tomorrow, it wouldn't even be anything close. It would be all like fives. Like it's just
Yeah, I think
it
so
turned
too.
around that much. So it was awesome to see, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because like Brandon said, the facility and the venue, like I'm sure Young and Boosted knows too, like they go all over. That place is dreamland stuff.
Yes.
Like
That's
the middle of nowhere, party
That's
central.
Is the ultimate dream of just building a racetrack in your backyard. First off, like that point, and then secondly, how they have it set up and just how nice and clean it is, and everything like that is perfect. It's a perfect place. Nobody's gonna bother you. There's no curfew. Nothing.
I
There's
love it.
nothing out there. It's just you guys, plus with no cell service. So it's the perfect place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what
love it.
were the Decker boys the John Duttons of like
Yeah.
Kentucky? They had
Yeah.
their own little Yellowstone there or something.
Yeah. I think
that
it was
place
the
was
biggest cattle
sweet.
ranch, or something. I forgot. I don't know if it was the state of Kentucky or if it was that county but they were telling me the story. And then that's why they can't add on to nothing until October because they're like doing something with the state and rehabilitating the land and this and that. They was under like a 10-year contract with the state of Kentucky. But that farm is massive. I mean,
It's sweet.
it's massive. And then they're changing the parking around whenever they can do some stuff. They're bringing another drive in and building a big bridge. And I mean, they got a lot of plans. It's going to be awesome.
It's
Definitely.
been what since the last one? The last cashdays was November.
November, and look what they've done.
Exactly. Like it's only been a couple of months, and
Yep.
give that track 3 years, and
Oh,
it's gonna explode.
I agree.
You were dead right.
Yeah. Especially like I said, whenever they come in and they start when they prep it next week, and everything like that, and you won't have any more of those situations where you're having to let out or you're only able to command 4 pounds of boost or whatever. You can actually get into the car and get into that power. It's going to be insane down there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, the only thing I think we plan on doing is kind of scraping, I don't know, the first 100 or 200 feet from now on. So people will really be able to pour some stuff on in the back half. And that'll safeten it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
When the rubber gets down, it's going to safeten it up. But I still want to do quite a few no prep races, 2 a year. Then I'm doing some pop-up like summertime races where we'll open the gate at like 7 o'clock, start racing at like 10 p.m. and kind of have like a street style, turn some music on, and we're just going to race throughout the night when it's hot and you don't want to be out at the daytime.
You have to keep us updated about those. We'll come.
It'll be fun.
We'll
It'll
come.
be fun.
That's what I heard. Your guys is like that little plan right there. I'm like, I want in on that.
Doing just little hat races, semi-local, nothing big. We're just going to announce it like the week before, and I think it'd be fun. Something different.
I like the trophies too. That was different.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
that was actually awesome.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
thought
that
they
was
were
especially in
amazing.
cool.
Kentucky.
Something
I thought it was
different.
awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. Do you guys what's going on with your guys' cars? Anything exciting at all, or
Here. I'll show you guys real quick. That's if I can figure it out. There you go.
okay? Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, sweet. Okay.
There you go. So I got with that thing, I got the block sitting right there. That's got to go in there. We're getting it. It should go to fab hopefully within the next, I'm hoping, couple of weeks. Be able to, once it comes back from fab, I have everything Holly that I need. I can start wiring it. I have a couple more things to get. I need like the center section. I'm still waiting on that from Mosher. I need rear shocks. I got everything I need for the front end. So I'm like set for work on that thing for a couple of months. I'm hoping that at some point later in the year I can start racing it, but I want it to be, even though I'm going to no prep that, I want to keep it. I want to do radial stuff for like couple of months just to get used to the truck, how it reacts and everything like that, and then start doing the no prep so I can really get used to it, because all I've known is the Monte Carlo. So that and the power, how it's set up, is going to be completely different than anything that I've been in. So really excited for that. We got there's the Big End Bangers coming up in Muncie, so they're having a test session for that next Sunday. Be there for that, then the Big End Banger, and then I literally talked to Team Meatball last night about that Hardingsburg race. So we're thinking, as long as everything's good on the car, because I'm still fighting issues from when I did the big wheelie. So as long as everything works out on the car and checks out, and we can make some good passes at the test session and at the Banger, then we're going to go to that Hardingsburg race and just try to have fun. The Monte Carlo is like nowhere near. It can be competitive and like on some surfaces and in some different classes. But my main goal, if I'm going to enter small tire anywhere, is just to have fun. That's all I want to do until I can get the S10 done, and I can really start, opening my mind to knowledge. And David's got his Cougar. He's going to, hopefully get that done here soon, so he can start racing it and we can start making passes in that. So we're working over here. It's just taking a little bit.
But you're building the S10 for no prep, right?
Yeah. So that truck. That I've always wanted an S10. I literally sat in an old Pro Stock S10 when I was a kid, so I'm like, I want an S10. Bought that truck with my dad to flip it. Ended up, I was like, you know what? I actually went and drove it. I went and drove it and blew the head gasket out of the 4-cylinder Zuzu motor that was in it. So I'm like, you know what? Nope, here's perfect time. I want to build it. Put a 750 cert cage in it, and I was just taking the knowledge that I've learned from like Jasper, Jeff, Mork, all the big, small tire no prep guys, and I'm really trying to put it all into one place and try to, get used to the no prep stuff, the really fast stuff, bigger cubic inch. I've never had a turbo on any vehicle that I've owned. I've never messed with fuel injection. I don't even know how to use Holly or anything like that right now. So it's all a ginormous learning curve for me, from going from a small block carbureted MSD box nitrous motor to a fuel injected Holly supported big turbo motor. So it's big learning curve. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to it, but learning new stuff every day. And David's teaching me some stuff too, because he's a lot farther on his build than what I am. So we're kind of learning together. We're going to learn the Holly stuff together, because that's a big learning curve for anybody to be able to, control the entire car with just the computer right before you go up and make a pass.
Mm-hmm.
So
what are you building your car for, David?
No prep.
Is it going to be
mainly backside
stuff? Gotcha.
That's the main deal.
My first car was a Cougar. Nice. I like your Cougar a lot. It was a 67 Mercury Cougar.
That's the good one.
Yeah, I've always wanted to build one instead of these played out Mustangs, but I just haven't found the right one yet.
Yeah, when I turned 14, all my friends, Sam and a couple other guys we used to hang out with, they were all buying Mustangs, all Fox Mustangs, and I was initially looking for like a 4-eye Mustang, and my dad ended up bringing my car home with the intention to flip it, and then I bought it off of him.
Nice.
Yep.
Good deal.
Yeah.
That's how close is it?
Well, I'm going to start building the motor tomorrow afternoon, so I'd like to have it out and at least making test passes by early May. That's the goal.
Awesome.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
It's right around the corner then. Hell yeah. Awesome.
Oh yeah. Creeping up quick.
Yeah. I'm excited. I just want to especially seeing from like my car to go from like a 1250 index racing car to what it is now. And now David's car, literally 2 years ago, we were out at Lucas Oil Raceway and he went a 1280 and we were like ecstatic. I'm like, oh my God, we got a 12-second street car. Like, this is awesome.
Jungle 302 knocked off a low or a high 12.
So we were so ecstatic, and just to be able to see what it's come to over the last, year and a couple of months, I'm really, really excited to finally see him get back in the car and start making passes. And it's going to be a fun year. We got a lot of stuff planned, and we got a lot of cool stuff going on over here. So we are very, very excited. I just can't wait. As long as the
Awesome.
car is good, the control arms fix my issue that I'm having left over from the wheelie. I'm so excited to get back in the car in a week. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Awesome.
Cannot.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap things up. We appreciate you guys coming on, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys' cars coming on. We'll check back with you guys. Have you guys back on again?
Yeah, for
On the
sure.
progress
If
of
you guys,
them,
come
yeah.
out you guys are at the Big and Banger. We'll see you guys there. And if you guys are down at the Hardingsburg race, like I said, we're trying to be there too. So
Come on down. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a heck of a race. We'll be
Yes,
we'll be
it
there.
is.
So
I've heard like 64 big tire cars and like
It is
almost
crazy.
small tire cars.
nope. Just to watch it.
You can probably add one more to small tire.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
Yep, I'm gonna try. As long as everything works out, we'll be there and we're gonna race and it's gonna be fun. We're ready for
Awesome.
it. Get to hang out with everybody down there again. And that was another thing too with the race. Just seeing everybody that after all these months we've been cooped up in the house trying to, can't wait to get back to the racetrack and everybody's at the same place all at once. It was great to see everybody and just get to talk to people and see how everyone's been doing, talk about cars. So
What'd you say, church?
Yep.
That's right.
Avery just asked what race. Yeah, Battle on the Asphalt. What is that? US 60.
Yes.
April
On the 16th.
15th and 16th.
Yep.
You need to be there, Avery. Like you should have been there yesterday. Yeah, you definitely need to be there.
There's a flyer there for it right there.
There's a wheelie contest. It's pretty fast. I've heard they're moving up 100 feet.
Yep, they're moving off the concrete pad and going to start on the asphalt. So
it should
that
be
track's
a
got a
little.
transition, but they're going to go right off that transition.
Yep. So it
And then
should be
they're
a little more
stretching the finish line.
interesting than usual because they got a
Oh, yeah.
couple guys there that got it fit, like Mork and the Prestons.
Oh, yeah.
They got that place pretty wired in. So it'll be nice to have them move it forward and put everybody on like a level playing field where you have no clue what's going on.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
It's going to be awesome. Oh, Avery, it's not backside, it's front side. Yeah, I can see him over there.
Oh man.
Ooh, Dylan is trashing you, Brian. I don't know what's going on there.
I see that. But alrighty, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap things up. I got a lot of editing and footage to go through and everything. And I appreciate everybody coming on. We appreciate it. We'll get a video out for you guys, and I'm sure you'll see Young and Boosted. They'll have their video out pretty soon too. And thank you, Happy, for having us, and we appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you guys all again. And
appreciate you for having us on. Our video should be out tomorrow at some point, and we got some photo albums to drop and stuff like that. So can't wait to see really everybody's video and just all the different angles. Just from that's another cool thing about having all those media groups at these events. Everybody's standing somewhere different, so you get to go through and watch the same race over and over, but it feels like you're watching a brand new race because it's all these different angles and then people putting GoPros on the cars like Brian did and the GoPro 360 views. Definitely cool. I can't wait to see all the videos, and it's gonna be like going to a movie. Thank you guys for having us on. It's good to see you guys.
Problem. You guys take care.
Some whatever track, I don't know. We'll figure it out. For sure, we're in the woods.
Alrighty. Well, take care, everybody. Thank you again. We'll have another recap, I'm sure, coming up after the next event. And you guys take care and have a great day.
Y'all too.